Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, welcome to English class. Welcome to Cambian Virtual Classroom. Dear students, this class is conducted by Abdullah, Assistant English Teacher, Cambian School and College. Dear students, before going to start this class, I would like to show you some pictures so that you can gauge today's lesson. I think all of you will be very active in this class and listen to me very carefully. Dear students, look at this. You can see a picture. A flower is a sign of beauty. Now you can see a computer. Everyone should know how to operate a computer. Dear students, this is an orange. Everyone likes to eat an orange. And this is an umbrella. An umbrella is useful in rain. Students, look at this picture. This is Holy Quran. And study the Quran to know Islam. The sun gives light to all equally. Dear students, can you guess our today's lesson? Our today's lesson is article. Dear students, in this class, I will discuss about article and you will learn about article. Our today's lesson, article, and in this class, you will see use of a or an. These are the learning outcomes. After completing this class, you will be able to gain these things. Students, look at this. An elephant is bigger than a lion. The next one. The moon shines at night. Cat. A cat is compared with a tiger. So students, look, there are three pictures and three sentences according to pictures. And look, on the first sentence you see an. This is an article. An is used here. An elephant is bigger than a lion. And in the second sentence you will see the. Whether we should say the moon shines at night. And in the third sentence you see a cat is compared with a tiger. Students, you see that there are three sentences and we are using different kinds of article here. So we will learn the place where we can use article and how we can use article. What are the rules and what are the system? Inshallah, I will show you behind place. What are called article? This is the question. Students, look at this. In simple, D-A-N, A and D. Simply, this kind of word is called article. Article actually is a kind of determiner and it's a part of adjective. What are the divisions of article? I think all of you already know about this, the article. And so we can divide into two groups. And one is definite article and the another is indefinite article. So what is definite article? D is called definite article and A or N is called indefinite article. Students, look at this. Definite article is used to particularize a noun. That means if we want to say particularly, then we can use D before the word. And indefinite article is used to generate a noun. That means to use a singular noun, we sometimes use a or an, and you will use a or an. And surely it is not particularly. Okay, now look at this. You can see a picture. You can see a man here. He is just European. So at this time, I'm showing you some examples and I will show you how to use article in this sentence and take a glance. Look at this. You will see, he is dash European. So look at this pronunciation, you. You will see E and U, the pronunciation is Bengali, U, like this, U. And then look, we are using A. A is an article here, he is a European. Look at this. Now this is another picture and this is what? A 1 second note. Give me dash 1 second note. So, wa. The pronunciation is wa. The English letter is O, but here the pronunciation is wa. I have written this pronunciation in Bengali so that you can understand it very easily. So, give me dash 1 second note. That means give me what? Give me a 1 second note. So, look at this pronunciation. The pronunciation is wa. Dear students, in this first sentence, already you have seen that the pronunciation was you, and in the second sentence, you see the pronunciation is wa, and the similar article is used here. Look at this. He is a European. Give me a 1 second note. So this is the rule for you. A is used before the sound of U or wa. This is the rules. If you remember this thing, you can use the article very successfully. Dear students, follow some examples here. These are the rules, these are the examples, and there are a lot of words you can see, and you can also use many kinds of words. Before that, we must use a. That means at this time we are learning about the use of a. In definite article, use of a, we are learning about this. Now look at this. A European. E and U consider the sound U. What I have already told you. If the sound is like U, then you must use a before the sound. Then the next one is union. A union. A university. A useful book. A unit C. A one pillow. A one-night deer. And then you can also see that there are also some other words, and that is starting with consonant sound, and you must use a, the article a, before the consonant sound if it is singular. So dear students, look at these pictures and also the example including these pictures. Mr. Amin is dash MBBS. Look at this. Mr. Amin is dash MBBS. And now MBBS is the word, and you will have to use article before the word. So what is the article here? Yes, students, the sound is A. Though the letter A is consonant, but we are using vowel sound at first time. You know that consonant must need a vowel sound, whether it may come before the pronunciation or after the pronunciation. That means I would like to say that if you pronounce a consonant letter, then you need to use vowel sound. Maybe it is the first time or it is the last time. Okay, so A is a consonant letter, but you will have to use vowel for the first time, like A. Okay, just look at me. A. That means from the beginning of this letter, I am using the vowel sound A. This A sound is the vowel, and that's why we are using and before this. Okay, and. Dear students, here it is notable, very important thing. You must remember this thing, that we use article not by the letter, we use article by the pronunciation. If your pronunciation starts with vowel, I repeat, if your pronunciation starts with vowel sound, you must use and give the singular noun or the singular sound. But if you see that the pronunciation is with consonant, then you must use a before the sound. Okay, so dear students, let's carry on. He is just honest man. Look at this. H, but H is consonant. but here the sound is silent. Okay, you cannot use this H here in pronunciation because the pronunciation of H is silent. Rather, you will see the honest and that is honest. The pronunciation will be starting with vowel sound, that is honest. So he is an honest man. Or so you get the first sentence, the pronunciation is starting with A. In Bengali you watch A, and then the next sentence you see O. Look at this. He is an honest man. And this is another sentence. Look at this. I will come after what? I will come after our. The pronunciation of H is silent here. That means H is silent letter. We are starting the sound with vowel sound. So I will come after an hour. So dear students, we find 3 pronunciation here. A, O, A. The Bengali letter I am using here so that you can understand this very easily. Look at this. N is used before the sound of A or A. Okay, N is used before the sound of A or A. That means if you find the pronunciation starting with A or A in any English sound, any English word, and that must be a singular, then you will use N before the sound. I think all of you have understood this very clearly. Students, follow some examples. There are also some words you will see an hour. Here H is silent letter. That means we will not pronounce the word, we will not pronounce the sound H here. That means an hour, an honest, an AP, an MP. Though the word or the letter is consonant, but the pronunciation is starting with vowel sound. What I have already told you. Then an LLB, an LLA, an SDO, and HS is good. Dear students, all these includes with the pronunciation vowel, and that's why we are using an before the sound. Dear students, but remember, what? Look at this. We have dash projector in our class. He sent me dash email. So projector. P is the letter and that is consonant, and the sound is also consonant. We are not using the vowel sound from the beginning of this letter. That's why we are using A before the sound. We have a projector in our class. And look at this. We are not using this kind of rules. What I have already told you, 2 rules. The first one is using for A, and the second was for using N. And we are not using what? We are not using U or wa, A or A. If you find U or wa, you can read out yourself. If you find U or wa, then you must use A. Or if you find A or A, that means you will use N with this sound. But at this moment, we are not getting any kind of sound here. That's why we are using A. That is called the pronunciation of consonant, and we must use A before the consonant pronunciation. He sent me what? He sent me an email. So an email. E is the letter, and look at this. This is vowel, and it is also using the vowel pronunciation. So if you find any vowel letter and the pronunciation is the remaining same, then you must use an before the sound. I think I have made myself clear to you. When if we find no sound of what U or A or A, like this Bengali sounds, then what should you do? Look at this, dear students. If you find a consonant as the first letter of the word, that means from B to Z, excluding all the 5 vowel letters, what will you do? You have to write A before the word. Remember this thing, dear students. He is dash boy. So boy is sound and starting with consonant sound. That's why we are using A with sound. He is a boy. Look at this. There is no the pronunciation of U or A or R. We are not using that. We are using A. The pronunciation is consonant B, the letter B, and that is consonant. So we are using A with this sound. I think all of you got my point very clearly. Okay, dear students, if you find the vowel at the first letter of the word, that means A, E, I, O, U, what will you do? You have to write N before the word. It is very clear and very simple. I think all of you will remember for the future time. Dear students, it is dash important. Look at this. The pronunciation of I is E. And that is vowel sound. And we are not using U, W, A or R. That means we are not using that. So the pronunciation of I is like E and it is vowel sound. That is why we are using N before the sound. But I have already told you that if you find any vowel letter and the pronunciation is also remaining the same, that means you will have to use N before the sound. Dear students, you have to remember A or N is always used before a singular noun. You cannot use A or N before the plural nouns. All of you must remember this thing. Dear students, I have a pen. Look at this. I have a pen. I have a pen. Which one is correct? Okay, the first one is correct and the second one is incorrect. Because in the first sentence, I have a pen, that means it is indicating one pen, that means singular. But in the second sentence, I have a pens. Pens means more than one. So you cannot use any article. You cannot use a. That is referred to singular. So you will say I have pens or I have many pens. Okay. Look, this is an egg. Another sentence, this is an egg. Which one is correct? Look at this. This is an egg. This is a correct sentence because egg is singular. That means it refers to only one egg. But in the second sentence or the above sentence, look at this. This is an egg. Egg means more than one. So you cannot say this is an egg. Rather, you should say these are eggs. Yes, students, I think all of you have understood this very carefully. Some common used articles, look at this. This is the common sound to make the class shorten. I have not acronym, I have not pronunciation. All these words, just have a look at these words. That means we are using A and we are using N before all these kind of words. Yes, students, I think all of you will learn all these letters, all these sounds, all these rules, and all of these for your practice. Dear students, now special use of A. Look at this. A is used before verb. The sentence of person, like you are a nozul, I see. That means the sentence of a person A is used. Look at this. The superlative most, when it means very. That means sometimes we are using A before the superlative form, but it is not all the time. Usually we use B before the superlative form, but if it means very, then you can use A before the sound. He saw a most wonderful sight. It is a most interesting story, like this. So these are the activities for you individually. I would like to ask you some questions, but to make this class shorten, I will not do this, but all of you will practice from your book and you will learn this. Dear students, look at this. Dr. Rubina is FRCS. Now look at this. Dr. Rubina is an FRCS. Look at this picture. He is dash one-eyed boy. Now what will we see? And what will we say here? And answer here. He is a one-eyed boy. Now look at this one. The pronunciation is like wow in Bengali, but I have already told you in this class. So, okay, students, look at this. Mr. Doha is B-A. The pronunciation B-A. So, study the consonant. So, how do you do now? Look at this. Another sentence and also the picture. This is dash in the picture. This is dash in the picture. So, what will you use here? Mr. Doha is a B-A. This is a unique picture. Okay, unique. So, if you find the pronunciation U, you will use you, then you will use the article, and if you find any consonant letter and consonant transition, you must use a. Look at this. Let's go out for dash one. What will you do now? Let us go out for a word. This is a U. Evaluation, dear students, this is a practice session for you. Look at this. I have dash mobile phone. What is the answer? Can you guess? Okay, tell me. Okay, I will give you the answer. I have a mobile phone like this one. Okay, so this is the homework task for you. You must take a screenshot and see if you will complete all this by yourself. What's universal? A man of truth is a man of respect. May Allah bless you all, dear students. Thanks for watching this class. And I pray to the Almighty Allah, may you be happy and prosperous in your life. Thank you very much.